the path. Get to the goal.
Hi, welcome to the Break for Moms. I am here today with my daughter, Giada, who is sitting next to me. So you may hear a little bit of noise in the background. It's been one of those days. And I'm just getting started here, and I'm not hearing my microphone, so I'm just going to check and make sure that I'm actually live. I know there's a little bit of a delay. So I am checking on my phone here to make sure. Looks like there's a little bit of a delay today. So welcome to the show. Today we are talking all about organization, and I've got a regular segment that I'm going to add to the show. And we're going to talk today about the special things that you would celebrate. If you looked at your calendar, today is National Bubble Wrap Day. And by bubble wrap, I mean this stuff. National Bubble Wrap Day and National Croissant Day. Did you know that? Anyhow, I was trying to come up with some ideas for the show for this week. And the last couple of weeks, I've been looking at my calendar to see what crazy national days are going on during the month of January. So the Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day is the last Monday of January. So today is the last Monday of January. So it is officially National Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. So hopefully my daughter can show you a little bit about some ideas for some things that we can do with bubble wrap to keep our kids busy. So if you're just joining me for the first time today, this is the Break for Moms, and it's a show that celebrates motherhood. And on the show, I share tips and resources with you to help with your daily life as a mom, as well as offering encouragement and support, because this show is all about just really being real and sharing the reality, if you will, of motherhood. So my reality today is that my 2 out of 3 kids, my two daughters, are home with me right now. And so I'm trying to run a household and take care of 2 kids at home and run my show. I've got another kid at preschool. So I do my show and then I wrap up and then I get my 2 kids in the car and I drive to go pick up my 3rd child who is in kindergarten. So I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So they keep me very, very busy. And my 3-year-old is right next to me right here. Do you want to say hi? You have to look at this camera. You want to say hi a minute? She's doing mazes right now. Say hi.
Hi.
Tell everybody your name.
My name is Jada.
Very good. Okay, so she's going to be busy doing some mazes because she didn't want to take a nap. And I was running out of time and had to get set up for the show, which can sometimes be a little tricky when it comes to live streaming because it's so data rich and you've got to make sure your internet connection is just right. And I have a microphone and a separate webcam that I set up. So anyhow, I tend to always be running out of time when it comes time to do the show. So she's here next to me and hopefully she'll be a good sport, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So Giada, did you know that today is National Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day? Look, this is bubble wrap.
Yeah, I have to do that.
Okay. She has to do her mazes. So anyhow, I recently finally figured out the whole craze about Pinterest. I was not a Pinterest person. I thought it was just merely for people who are really crafty and like do-it-yourself projects. But alas, it is not all about do-it-yourself projects. There are so many other things on Pinterest, including free printables and just easy ideas for organization, for meal preparation. The list goes on and on and on. And you can even share videos on there, blog posts, etc. So I quickly realized that Pinterest was a place I had to be too. So if you want to check out the Break for Moms and my Pinterest boards, you can just simply go to Pinterest and type in the Break for Moms. Make sure you use the number 4. And today's Pinterest boards are going to be for National Croissant Day and some recipes that you can make that are kid-friendly to do with croissants, and also craft ideas for your bubble wrap. So if you have leftover bubble wrap, if you order something from Amazon or I don't know, somewhere else, or somebody packs something for you and it's wrapped in bubble wrap, you can do something with that. Don't just throw it out. I never throw out my bubble wrap. I always give it to my kids. But there is more to it than just popping those bubbles. You can actually do a lot of cool arts and crafts projects with that bubble wrap. And one of my favorites that I found on Pinterest is the idea of literally taking the bubble wrap, and I'm not going to show you my feet, but you wrap it around your child's foot. I don't know, you can secure it with a rubber band or something. You wrap it around their foot. You could probably buy extra if you want to buy a whole roll of bubble wrap if you really get excited about this project. And literally they can dip their feet in paint and just spread paper out on the floor, and they can just stomp with their feet and literally create bubble wrap art. So, you know, it's almost like pointillism. If you've heard of the type of painting style called pointillism, where it's just little dots that make a picture, you can do that with this. And there are so many more crafts. I can't tell you them all. I can't remember them all, but I am going to post them under my account, The Break for Moms, on Pinterest, and I'm going to share them on the Break for Moms blog. So if you are new to the show and you are interested in checking out the blog after this show, I post the video, the archive video from the show, as well as resources to anything that I talk about on the show. So I'm going to try to start incorporating a lot of Pinterest boards because there are so many great ideas to share, and you can't simply write them all down while you're watching the show. I want this show, period, this hour where we are together, to be a time for you to take a break. So it's called The Break for Moms because I need a break. I've got 3 kids, and sometimes they drive me a little bit crazy. And honestly, sometimes I just don't take time for me. Let's face it, as moms and parents, we are busy. We're taking care of our kids first, and we often put our needs in the back seat. So let's make sure that we spend this hour together each week, every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's 10 a.m. on the West Coast. And we just come together and talk about our day. And speaking of talking and chatting, did you know on Bidchat you can actually call into the show and talk with me live? So if you have questions or you just want to say, hey, I like your show, or hey, this is my mom's story, or hey, I'm not a mom, but I happened to discover your show and it's pretty cool. Whatever the case may be, you can call into the show and chat with me live. That means I'm here, you're in the corner like a Skype call, and everybody gets to see you live. Now, I know that's intimidating for a lot of you, but I want to tell you it's really fun. So if you're not sure if that's something you want to do, after the show, click within this profile, within Bidchat, the show profile, click on archive videos, and there are the full broadcasts, and then next to it are moments. Those moments are the times when people call into the show to chat with me. So if you want to see what that looks like after the show, you can do that. But for those of you that are curious and want to try it out today, all you need is the Bidchat app. So I'm not sure if you're watching from your desktop or laptop computer, or if you are using a mobile device. But if you are using a mobile device and you have the Bidchat app downloaded, you can call into the show. You have to do it from the app, but it's absolutely free. I'm going to tell you right now exactly how to do it. All you have to do is make sure, obviously, that you're watching the show, which you are, and make sure that you have officially set up an account. I think it makes you do that once you download the app. So you've probably done that already. And you need to make sure you're a follower of the show. So click on the heart icon right now if you haven't already. It should be below my picture here in the video. So click on that heart. It will turn red, and then you are an official follower of the show. That means you'll get notifications every time I go live on your mobile device. So that's good. So you won't forget, because I know as moms and parents, we get busy, and I don't want you to forget. Okay, so calling into the show. You want to watch this video while you're getting ready to call in. You want to hit on, there's like a circular icon with the Bidchat logo. It's red, and it looks like a sideways heart. Click on that, and it will expand to show a bidding window. And right now, because it's free, it doesn't show all the different options for payment. All it shows is a little button on the bottom. I think it says join. Click to join the show. Click on that button, whatever it says at the bottom, something like join or chat, bid to chat, but it's free. Even if it shows you any kind of number, it's free. I've been practicing with it to make sure that I tell people correctly on the show, and it's free. So you click on that at the bottom. If you're not seeing that, make sure you hit that circular logo with the B on it for Bidchat. It's red. Hit that. Oh, my daughter is starting to sing. Hit that, and it will expand, and then you should see a button at the bottom. Click on that, and you can pick 1 to 3 minutes, and then it'll say, congratulations, you've won the bid. Hang on for just a second. Don't close this window, and you will be taken to chat live, something like that. And then I'll see that somebody is calling in. I'll see a auction clock start going, and I'll know that somebody is trying to call in. So go ahead, try it now if you're brave enough and you want to do it. I'm looking right now just to see if I'm up and I see myself, so that's good. Okay.
So
Sometimes I get nervous when I'm live streaming that it's not working properly because I don't get a lot of feedback. So here's how you can give me feedback during the show, and I am going to continue the show and start talking because I have so much to share today. But it's great to have feedback. If any of you have ever live streamed on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch or any of these other live streaming apps or websites that allow live streaming, you know that sometimes it feels like you're talking to yourself and you're hearing crickets because people aren't talking back to you, and maybe you don't know how many people are watching, or you see how many are watching, but you're not sure what they're thinking. So you can give me some feedback, which is really, really positive for me, and it helps me to understand better on what my audience is interested in. There is a thumbs up icon. You probably see it now above. I believe it's above me. It might be on the side, depending on whether you're on your computer or a mobile device. You can click on that up to 5 times per day. So you could literally give me 5 thumbs up. It looks just like this in white. I have 16 right now. So you see that 16 right next to that is that thumbs up. Go ahead and click that. And that helps me to know that you like what you're seeing and you can hear me okay and see me and you think the show is kind of cool. Hopefully you do, even if you don't give me the thumbs up. But if you can do that, that's instant feedback. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to be live. I don't even know who's doing it. So you are completely anonymous. It just gives me some positive feedback. And it also helps this show to trend higher up in Bidchat search results so that other moms and other parents who maybe need some support or want to take a little break and, you know, listen to someone else that can relate with them as a mom, then this is a great show for them and they can help. That can help them to find me. Okay, so thumbs up, help me to rate a little bit higher with the show. And of course, it gives me positive feedback. It makes me feel like I'm not just talking to myself. So thank you for the thumbs up. Keep it going. You can give up to 5 per day. So feel free, if you really love the show, to give me 5. Anyhow, and make sure, like I said before, that you click on the red heart to follow the show. Look for that icon as well, and you'll get notifications anytime I go live. Okay, so we just talked, if you're just tuning in, we talked about how today is National Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. I know. And National Croissant Day. So I talked a little bit about the fact that Pinterest has 1,000,001 ideas for what you could do with your kids with bubble wrap. There are so many. I just mentioned one of my favorites, which is tying some bubble wrap around your child's foot and having them step in paint and then stomp on a piece of paper. You can spread out paper all over the floor. If that's too messy, there are so many other ideas. There were even science projects where you could literally like inject colors into the bubbles. I don't know. That one was a little intense for me. So I didn't pin that one to my board. But if you search for The Break for Moms on Pinterest, there are a bunch of ideas that I'm sharing on there, and I'll post those on the blog. So make sure you subscribe to the blog to get the archive videos sent to your inbox, the videos from this show in case you miss, and of course, all those links to those ideas that I have been sharing on the show. Just go to www.thebreakformoms.com with the number 4. Okay, so let's talk about croissants. National Croissant Day. Who knew, right? There is a day for everything, seriously. I think it was like nationalday.com where I found all this information when I was searching earlier this week. Don't quote me on that. I'll post it on the blog. But it's kind of fun for kids to celebrate whatever is the national day and make a theme of the day. I thought that would be fun to do with my kids. So I'm going to have to think of something to do with my bubble wrap today. But as for croissants, there are so many great recipes. I know as a kid, when I thought of croissants, I always thought of chicken salad sandwiches. That was always what my mom gave me on croissants. Other than that, we didn't eat croissants. But as you probably know, you can make desserts with croissants. You can make them chocolate-filled croissants. You can make them homemade, or you can buy your own. You could probably use them as a really fancy and rich French toast. Or you could just take a simple sandwich and make it fancier on a croissant. Kids like to just have things changed up a bit. And of course, don't forget crescent rolls, Pillsbury crescent rolls. And nobody's paying me to say this. I'm not working for Pillsbury, but I do like occasionally, I don't do it all the time because I get sick of them, but occasionally I like to buy the Pillsbury crescent dough and make a dinner with it. And my favorite recipe when I was a kid was, it was like a Mexican casserole, a taco casserole, and you literally take the crescent rolls and you spread it out on the bottom of a baking dish. and you put your meat and cheese, and then you put another layer on top and you bake it. And it ends up being like a taco inside the crescent rolls, but because it's laid out flat, it's almost like a casserole where you just kind of, you can't roll it up like a taco, but it's something that kids like, and it's different than just eating tacos because sometimes tacos are messy for kids and they can't hold the taco. So this might be a nice alternative if you like Mexican food in your family, but tacos aren't working for you or your kids. And it's soft and it's easy to eat, and there aren't many ingredients. It's just taco meat, seasoned beef and cheese and whatever else you want to put on it. If you want to add vegetables, you can do that. If your kids won't, oh, you're pulling too much, then you decide what you want to put in it. But anyways, there's so many other great recipes, which I posted on Pinterest using crescent rolls, which is kind of like the cousin to croissants, right? For those of us that maybe don't want to make homemade croissants. Anyways, enough about that. So enjoy the National Croissant and Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. And make sure you check out those ideas. Okay, so I'm looking at my list here because I'm slightly distracted because my 3-year-old is coloring right next to me. She normally is not next to me when I'm hosting the show, but she didn't want to sleep today. And I figured rather than having her sneak up and down the stairs and get into trouble, I would just keep her in arm's reach next to me while I do the show. So there she is. Do you want to say hi? You want to say hi? Here, come and say hi.
Hi.
Say hi. Do you want to tell everybody what you're doing?
I'm doing coloring.
Let's show everybody. So my kids love PJ Masks. Here's Owlet. This is a coloring book. PJ Masks. They have a lot of PJ Masks stuff. Oh, I'm so sorry. At Toys R Us. So if you and your kids are PJ Masks fans, Toys R Us is the place to go because they sell a lot of exclusive items. Also, Kohl's has a lot of PJ Masks items as well. So that's on the Disney Channel. It's Disney Junior, and my kids are really kind of obsessed with that right now.
This was my page today.
Yay, Jessica! My friend Jessica is calling into the show, so I'm going to cross my fingers that it works, and the rest of you can see what it looks like to call into the show. So Jessica's going to be live with me. She's going to be chatting with me, and all of you get to see it, which is what the show is really about. It's about chatting with other moms and connecting and sharing resources and asking questions and just having fun. Think of talking to your girlfriends. That's what this show is about. But if you're a guy, you can call in too. Know that we're going to be talking about parenting stuff. Anyhow, it says connecting. So I'm going to wait and see and cross my fingers. I hope it's going to work, Jessica. I see that it's trying to connect, so hang tight. I'm waiting. I hear you and I don't see you yet.
Hang on. See you, but I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know why, but I extended your call. So we can't see Jessica right now, but normally you can see the person. Sometimes there's a little glitch here and there. Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay. So did you know today was National Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day?
I did not, but I've been actually recycling a ton of bubble wrap that's been in my basement, and now I'm kind of bummed that I could have been doing such cool things with it.
Yes. So save your bubble wrap. Even if your little one is too young for it, save it. I wish I had more.
Yeah.
How about,
it's funny.
Go ahead.
It's funny that you're talking about your child not napping because the day of no nap. So that's been an enjoyable afternoon. And I was watching your show and she kept grabbing the phone. And I think that was her sign of wanting us to call in. So.
Oh, well, I'm so glad you did. And don't feel bad. Kids just have those days where they just don't want to nap, or sometimes they're just overstimulated or they're actually overtired.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I'm trying to find that sweet spot of putting her down for a nap before she's overtired. And I had a really good time schedule down. And for some reason, I think she's cutting a few new teeth and she's pulling at her ears. So I think she might have a little bit of an ear infection. Yes, I'm on.
It's possible.
So she's very excited to look at this phone. She doesn't watch a lot of TV. So
Can I talk to baby Lucy?
Oh, you can say hi to baby Lucy. You can't see baby Lucy, but you can say hi.
Yeah.
For those of you watching, my friend Jessica has a little baby and her name is Lucy, and she just celebrated her first birthday. Do you want to say happy birthday to Lucy? Say happy birthday, Lucy.
Happy birthday, Lucy.
We can't see her, but we can hear her, and she can hear you. So what else? We have 8 seconds. Thank you for calling in. Yeah. I hope you continue to watch, and I hope she goes down for a nap. Try again. My rule is kind of like keep them up for 5 minutes and try again. Give her, thanks for calling in again. the clock stopped. Feel free to call back in if you want, Jessica. But with kids, when they don't want to nap, or like if they get up in the middle of the night, I tend to just want to just get them up, give them something to drink. Oops. If they're teething, you know, give them something cold, maybe a cold drink even, or something cold to chew on for a bit, and then try again. And honestly, I know, you know, not everybody wants to give medicine, but sometimes when you don't know what's wrong, a little Motrin never hurts anybody. And sometimes it just gets them to go to sleep when you don't know what's wrong. They can't tell you if they're in pain. So, oops. Be gentle. They can't tell you if they're in pain because they're little. So sometimes when you don't know, a little Motrin goes a long way. So there's my tip of the day for getting your kids to nap. Okay, I need you to sit here and finish your coloring. Or you want to talk?
Talk.
Okay, what would you like to talk about?
Baby Lucy.
Well, baby Lucy's gone right now. She might call back in. But what else can we talk about? Let's talk about preschool. What do you think about preschool?
No, baby Lucy.
Oh, baby Lucy's gone. Let's talk about preschool.
No, I want to.
She can't, she's not there. Maybe she'll call back. But there are other mommies watching and maybe some daddies. What do you want to say to those mommies about sleeping? Why don't you go to sleep? Huh? Why don't you take your nap? They want to know, why won't you take your nap?
Because they want to stay up.
Why are you afraid you're missing something?
No.
You just want to play?
Yeah.
Yeah, so kids are afraid that they're missing something. Even babies are afraid they're missing something. They don't want to miss anything, right? So I try to keep my kids really, really busy and active before it's nap time or time to go to bed. Of course, on days like today when I'm hosting the show, I'm busy running around trying to get myself ready, trying to plan. So I'm not really playing with my kids as much as I normally am because I'm working. So, of course, it makes sense that my daughter wouldn't want to nap because I didn't really do much with her this morning. She was on her own coloring and watching some cartoons, and we weren't really, really busy. And she was begging me to go outside and ride her bike, but we are broadcasting from Michigan, and it is cold here, and there is snow on the ground. Not a ton of snow today, but it's cold. So riding our bikes outside in the snow is not really an option, is it? I know you want to ride your bike outside. I wish we were in California. Hey, if you are watching and you are in California right now, give me a thumbs up to let me know that the weather is much nicer for bike riding where you are at. Because I don't know where you're watching from, and I keep saying that. Okay, you can turn on the TV. Do you want to turn it on? You have to hit the button, or you have to come here and color.
I want you to do it.
Okay. Well, I don't want to lose everybody that's watching, so come back. I want you to pick up this book, and I'm going to help you with the hidden pictures. Have you heard of the store Ollie's? Do you have an Ollie's by you? Ollies. We have one by us, and I go there. Okay, hold on. I have to say something. Come here. I need you to hold this book and show everybody. Come here. I need your help. Okay, so we have an Ollie's by us, and it's like a discount store, almost like a Big Lots, if you've heard of Big Lots. And once in a while, we go there and we stock up on coloring books and activity books because they are half the price there. Sometimes even 1/3 the price, half the price, 75% off even. And these are just a couple. The PJ Masks one we didn't get there, but tons of hidden picture books, maze books, crosswords. My 5-year-old, believe it or not, likes Sudoku. That keeps him very busy. But we stock up on them, and I put them all in a container. Sorry, she's singing. And we keep those handy so that the kids constantly have new activity books. And believe it or not, something as simple as that keeps my kids busy for a long time. They are 5 and under, but there are so many activity books for older kids, whether it be math skills that they need to practice or, you know, crosswords, mazes, any other kind of puzzles. Okay, you need to wait a second, honey. Can you go and hit the button on the TV, and then I'll come check? Okay. Okay, this is the reality of life with kids, is sometimes they interrupt me when I'm busy, and they can't wait. They need me to help right this second. Anyhow, I would encourage everybody that has little ones that are of the coloring and activity book age to stock up on a bunch of books. Have them all in one place in easy reach. I have mine in a container right in the kitchen, and my kids know where they are, so when they're bored, they go right to the container and they grab a book. And I have one container that has separate containers with markers and crayons and dry erase markers. Oh my gosh, dry erase markers and a dry erase board will keep your kids busy forever. And it's the cheapest stuff. You don't have to spend a lot of money. I feel like my kids are happier and spend more time with activity books than they would if I spent $20 on some type of play set or anything else that they think they might want on the spur of the moment when we're at the store. So activity books are definitely the way to go for keeping kids busy, especially if you are in a colder climate like I am and you can't get outside. You have to do something to keep your kids busy. And speaking of busy and getting exercise, if you are in a spot where you can't have your kids go outside, or maybe you're in a warm climate like certain areas of California and you want to take the kids outside, but maybe it's raining, you can create obstacle courses in your home. So we have a basement. I don't know if everybody has a basement, but if you do have a basement, you can do it in there, or you can do it in your garage or somewhere in your house. And if you have, I have a mini trampoline in one of those, like, what do you call them? It's like the saucer thing where you turn it and you twist. I forget what it's called. But I have one of those. And then I have some bean bags, and like, I just use a sand pail, you know, some type of sand toy, a little bucket of some sort. And you can do a toss where you're tossing the bean bags in there. And, you know, I set up obstacle courses with my kids, and they love to do that. It keeps them busy for a really long time. And it keeps them from fighting with each other because they know they have to start at one area of the course and then they have to move to the next one. But that's a fun thing that we do at home a lot. And it's really good with friends, especially if the friends are over and they're fighting over certain toys. If you do the obstacle course, then they have to kind of take turns, and they know that, and they're interested in following the rules of the obstacle course game. So they're less likely to fight over toys. So it works good with siblings. It works good when friends come over, and you can set the timer on your oven or on your phone or wherever you have some sort of timer, so that make each area of the obstacle course, each area like 2 to 3 minutes, no more than 3 minutes, where they're on that part of the course. And then they move on to the next one, and you have it staggered so that everybody's in a different area doing something. I do that so much with my kids, and they love it. And you can do it outside if it's nice outside, but you can also do it indoors and incorporate as many activities that help them to burn off energy as possible. You know, if you've got a hardwood floor or something, maybe you could do a jump rope area. Okay. So I am going to make sure that you can tell she can't wait. I'm going to be right back. Give me 30 seconds, okay? I want you right now to think on what tips you would give me for keeping my kids busy, especially this 3-year-old that doesn't want a nap, okay? And there are a few different ways that you can share your ideas with me. Number one, hang on, don't push. Number one is you can call into the show like Jessica did. If you were just tuning in, I'll tell you, if you have the Bidchat app right now, there is a feature where you can call into the show. All you have to do is click the circular red icon with the B on it. It looks like a sideways heart. That'll pull up a menu, and there actually aren't a bunch of prices right now because it's free to call in. At the very, very bottom, when you click that, you'll pull down an area, and at the bottom it says join the show. Click on that button and you can bid to join the show, 1 to 3 minutes, and it's free. No matter what it says on your app, it's free. Trust me, it's free. You can do that, or you can email me at Nicole, Nicole, at thebreak4moms.com with the number 4. You can also reach out to me and the show on social media. We're on Pinterest, Facebook. I hear you. Instagram, Twitter, at thebreak4moms with the number 4. I'm going to be right there. Okay, let's go put PJ Masks on. And if you're wondering who PJ Masks is, let's see if I can put this up here so you can see. This is PJ Masks. It's my kid's favorite cartoon. Oops, let's see. Let me put that up there for you. Oops, you can't see. Hang on, honey. There we go. There, you can kind of see it. That's Owlet. Okay, so you can look at that for a second. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, please.
Change it, Mom.
Oops. Menu. Here you go.
Yeah, that's the one. Come again.
Okay, there you go. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully you didn't go anywhere. I don't know if you went anywhere. That's the one thing about live streaming on Bidchat is I see how many views I have, but I don't know if you're still there, if you started from the beginning, or if you're just tuning in now, if you went somewhere and you came back. I don't know. So I need people to call into the show and give me some feedback. Tell me what you think of the show. Tell me what you think of the ideas I'm sharing. Give me some ideas for topics you want to talk about. In the meantime, I am going to tell you one more time again, you can reach out to me and the show across social media. Just search for The Break for Moms with the number 4. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and now Pinterest. If you didn't catch the beginning of the show, you can watch from the beginning by clicking on the archive video after the show. And I talked a little bit about Pinterest and some great ideas that I shared about recipes and activities with your kids in honor of National Bubble Wrap Day. I know. Did you know that there was such a day? I did not until I was researching national days and national holidays. There is a whole website. I believe it's called nationalday.com. So anyhow, if you're looking to create a theme day with your kids, that's a great way. There is a national day for everything. Every day of the year has some sort of theme, some sort of celebration within this national day calendar and website. So check that out. And let's talk about organization for a second. I want to have a regular organization segment on the show. I mentioned earlier that I have a container with all of my kids' coloring books, and I try to constantly get new ones to have in an area where they can reach them, so that when they want to do an activity and I need them to be quiet, or I need them to do something independently without my help, they can just pull from this container and sit at our kitchen table and they can have something fun to do. So other than that, this is a great tip, and it's one I'm still trying to implement. I got to get the right containers, but depending on how many floors you have of your house, you need to have like one big basket or container per floor. And everything that belongs, to that level of your house that needs to be put away, you throw it all in the container so that it's all in one spot. It's not scattered all over the floor. And then you take that container at some point during the day and you put things away. Okay. Now, the best thing, of course, is to put things away right away. But I know, and if you've got kids, that doesn't always happen. There are emergencies. There are things going on. You're busy. You're running from kid to kid, and you don't always have time to clean up. Okay. Or maybe you do clean up, and the minute you clean up and turn your back, your kids are right back at it, pulling everything out. So company has called and they're coming over in 30 minutes and your house is a mess. What do? Okay. Well, you have that container for each floor of your home, and you put everything into the container for each floor, and then you put it away later. But at least it's off the floor and it looks neat and tidy and it's in one spot. I even have one container that I just designated for my bedroom because I had stuff scattered all over the top of my dresser by where my mirror is. Like just little things, like a bib from my littlest one, and random socks that I had found on the floor. And I was just setting them there because they needed to be put away, and I didn't want them on the floor, but they were spread out all over my dresser top. So I took everything and threw it in the container, so that now my room looks decent. It looks clean. I mean, I still didn't put things away, but at least it looks clean. And then you can take all of that and put it away. And I know that everything in that container is from the upstairs. It's not for any other area of the house. If it belongs downstairs, then it doesn't go in that container. It goes in a container that's downstairs, okay? Or your basement, or, however your house is set up, you can do it by room, however you want to do it, just having one container designated for a certain area of space so that everything at least is in one spot, so you know that you've got to put it away. But you need to make sure that, every day you go to it and put it away, because otherwise that could quickly pile up and then it's overflowing, and then you need a second container, and then you can't manage because maybe you've got 3 containers of stuff that you haven't put away. Okay. So make sure you get to it right away. If you're not sure where to put it, it either needs to get thrown out, or maybe you need someone else to just sit with you and decide where it should go. If you're not sure if it doesn't belong to you, maybe that's something that you have your kids help you with. It's very easy for kids to just throw something in a container. They don't have to sort it. Just have them help. And if it's theirs, when you go through the container together, anything that's theirs, you hand to that kid. Say, go put this away, go put this away, go put this away. And then that takes the pressure off you to put everything away yourself. So that's my little organizational tip for the day. I have many, many, many more. And I'm going to be sharing them on Pinterest at The Break for Moms. So check that out. There's so many. And speaking of Pinterest and my new love of Pinterest, last week I talked on the show about the fact that last Monday was National Handwriting Day. And I posted so many cool things, or pinned, I should say. I didn't post them. Somebody else posted them, but I pinned them. And there are some great ones for the adults and some great ones for your kids as well. So for us moms, or maybe dads, if you are interested in improving your handwriting, there were some great free printables that you can use to help you to create like a nice handwriting style. You know how when you get greeting cards, or you see on the internet, people design things and they've got like this beautiful handwriting. Sometimes it's actually their handwriting, and sometimes it's a font that is made to look like handwriting. Well, I shared all of these style guides for how you can learn to have like a fancy print. Some of them are calligraphy. Some of them are like a brushed manuscript style that's really nice. If you're a scrapbooker, you know what I'm talking about. It's that fancy kind of writing. So it might be good for journaling or scrapbooking, or creating cards, or just, you know, helping you to be confident about your handwriting. We work on handwriting with our kids, but sometimes we forget that we can go back and work on our own too. And I know I feel like sometimes I write really sloppy because I'm in a hurry. So I'd like to actually practice these. So I pin these as much for you as for me to kind of improve my handwriting and maybe encourage me to do more journaling in my scrapbooking. Normally I don't do a lot of journaling in my scrapbooking because I don't like my handwriting. So if you feel like that too, you're going to need to check these out. And I actually posted them on the show blog. So go to www.thebreak4moms.com with the number 4. And under show news, I need to change the title because it sounds like it's just news about the show, but it's actually the blog from each show. So if you click on show news under blog, it pulls up all the resources from each individual show. And this past week was called Organized Chaos. So you want to look for that title. And it has the archive video from last week's show, along with at the bottom of the page, if you scroll down to the bottom of the blog post, you'll see 2 boards pinned from Pinterest. One is for adults for styled handwriting, and another one is handwriting activities for kids. So if you've got like a kindergartner, first grader, maybe even second grader that just needs to work on their handwriting, these are free printable handwriting practice sheets and guides that you can use. So I was really impressed with how much that I could find on Pinterest. I probably could have spent all day on there searching for things, and that's the beauty of Pinterest. And I'm just now getting on board, so I'm probably going to talk about it a lot on the show because you can find recipes, crafts, and of course, things that are resources for parents for themselves, like handwriting. So check that out on the blog. I really want to share that with you, and I will share those pin boards on Twitter as well too, and Facebook. And I'll see if I can do it on Instagram. I need to like take a picture and just post the picture. I got to see how to do that. I haven't shared Pinterest boards on Instagram yet, so I'm not sure how to do that. Anyhow, I would love for you to call into the show. If you're just tuning in, you can call into the show, and here's how you do it. You have to have the Bidchat app. So if you are watching from a mobile device and you have the Bidchat app and you are open in the app, all you have to do is within the show page, click on the circular icon that has a B. It looks like a sideways heart and it's red. Click on that and that will open up. Or if you don't see that, just like click on this video and then it will open up the bidding page or the option to click on that icon. So if you don't see anything but the video, just tap on the video image and that should open up something. And then at the bottom, once you click on that icon for Bidchat, that circle that's red, it will open up, and at the bottom is a button to click that says join. I believe it says join the show or bid now, something like that. It's free, so you don't have to worry about the cost. It's free right now. So you can bid 1 to 3 minutes and it'll automatically accept the bid. There's no paying, nothing to do with that. And you will be side by side with me, kind of like a Skype call, but it's live and everybody can see. So if you are just tuning in, you didn't catch my friend Jessica calling into the show, but you can see examples of what it looks like to call into a show by clicking on any show's moments tab. So you'll see full broadcast and you'll see moments. Right now you don't want to do that because I'm in the middle of broadcasting. You can't do that right now. But after the show, you can click on that and see what it looks like. Anyhow, I'd love to have you call in, but I know that's not for everybody, or maybe you're not sure how to do it. So there are other ways that you can give me feedback and kind of interact with me during the show. And one of them is simply clicking on that thumbs up icon right now. That tells me that you're watching and you like what you're seeing and you're happy to be here. And that gives me the most positive feedback. You wouldn't believe what a thumbs up can do for a broadcaster. Not only does it make them happy, but it also helps their show to trend higher within Bidchat search results so that other moms and other parents can find the show and have a place to kind of take a break and meet me digitally and, you know, connect with other moms. Hopefully that's the goal of the show. That's the main goal. The main goal is that we interact together. I don't want to just talk at you. I want to share things going on in my life as a mom, but I want you to connect and reach out to me and share your life with me as well. And in the process, hopefully we gain some resources and tips. And eventually I'm going to have some experts on the show to share information with you, from everything to sleep training. My friend Jessica called in and talked about, you know, what do you do when your child won't nap or, you know, won't go to bed at night. So I have experts on sleep training lined up, as well as, you know, getting your life balanced, the work and home life balance, someone that's going to help with that. Organizational experts. I am not an organizational expert. However, I am learning to be that. I signed up to be a consultant with this company called Clever Container. Have you heard of that company? I had never heard of it, but they sell organizational products. So now and then I'll show you some of the products on here, but this is not a show to sell products. But I am going to be trained in getting more organized. That was one of my New Year's resolutions. If you've been watching from the beginning of my show, you will remember that at the beginning of January, I started talking about New Year's resolutions. So one of them is organization. I'm hoping that being a part of this company is going to help me. If you are interested in learning more about getting organized and maybe even being a part of my team, you can reach out to me at Nicole, Nicole, at thebreak4moms.com with the number 4. So reach out to me at any time, or if you have feedback about the show, you want to be a featured guest on the show, or maybe you have a product that you think other moms and parents might enjoy and you want to advertise it on the show, I would love to work with you. I'm always looking to collaborate with other people, so just reach out to me. And if you are on the Bidchat app and you are a follower of the show, make sure you hit that heart icon. I believe it's at the bottom of your screen from the app. Click on that heart icon, it will turn red. And once you are an official follower of the show, by clicking on that heart, you can private message me right here on Bidchat. So you don't have to search for the Break for Moms across social media. You can do it right on here after the show. So I would love to hear from you after the show. I'm curious to know how many people are on the app versus using the website and watching from the Bidchat website, because of course you can do that as well. So if you are on the app, if you can follow the show by clicking on that red heart, and well, it will turn red when you click on it. Send me a message right on here. That would be great. That gives me good feedback. Tell me where you're from. Tell me if you are a mom, or if you're not a mom, what made you intrigued to continue to watch the show today. Let me know, is this your first time on Bidchat, or are you a broadcaster? If you are a broadcaster, please call into the show. Let's talk about your show. Let's advertise for you. We're all in this together. It's a process, live streaming and building a following of viewers. So I'm happy to help anybody out. So if you are a broadcaster and you're watching, please call in and talk about your show. I'd love to hear from you. And again, like I mentioned, you can reach out to me by sending a message right here on Bidchat. You just have to make sure that you have the app to do that. At this point, you cannot do the private messaging on Bidchat from a desktop or a laptop computer through the website. You can't do that just yet. Anyhow, speaking of live streaming, let's move on to the next segment called What Would You Do? Okay. As a parent, we constantly have those moments where we wonder what we should do about something. Now, this is a topic a little bit ahead of where I'm at in my season as a mother and as a parent, but some of you who have older kids might relate with this. So I'm wondering, on this topic of live streaming, when, if at all, do you let your kids live stream? Okay. We know that live streaming is, pretty accessible very quickly on Facebook, and a lot of younger kids are on Facebook, even though it says you have to be, I believe, 18 to be on Facebook and have an account. We all know how easy it is to just click and accept and agree that you're over 18, even if you're not. There are many teens that I see that are under 18. They're on Facebook all the time and they have their own account. Now, regardless of whether you're monitoring it or not, the idea of live streaming to me with kids, with teens, is scary because the teen brain is still developing, right? Okay. They're still developing. So there's areas of the brain that and I don't mean this in a negative way, they're just not developed to have the skill set to kind of think before they do things, which is why sometimes teens make bad decisions, is because literally their brain is still developing. They don't have the skill set. With live streaming, you know, you don't have time to think. You might say something and then it's out there digitally and you can't take it back. Even if you delete the video, it's out there. People may have already shared it. Your thumbprint is out there in the World Wide Web and who knows where it's gone. And I've been hearing so many stories lately on the news about kids that just have done bad things, especially with live streaming. And they think it's off, you know, on what's that one app? Starts with an S, I can't think. Oh, Snapchat. Somebody did a Snapchat video. Maybe you heard this story. And I don't know if they were like swearing about the teacher or something. Oh, I know what it was. It was like this kid took photos of other girls from his class or something, or their videos, and they were. Okay, well, come here and hold your doggy for a second and talk with me. Okay, you have to sit here a minute and then I'll help you. Anyways, the girls were like scantily clad, to say the least. And he posted things because he picked up, even though the girls deleted their videos or whatever, he somehow shared them on Snapchat, I believe it was. And then it was out there for everybody. And, you know, this kid got punished, but I think of live streaming and how so many things could go wrong. Bullying, you know, people get on there and just start talking. And once you do it, it's done. You can't just hit delete because you don't know who shared it. And, you know, it's out there no matter if you delete it or not. So I'm wondering, do you even let your kids do live streaming? How do you prevent them if they've got a Facebook account or they go to someone else's house and they do it? Now, not only can they share videos and photos, but now they can do it live in the moment. So maybe they're at a party and they're drinking or who knows what. And they're doing all of these things that they shouldn't be doing and they're doing it live now. Or even you hear about kids hurting themselves and doing it live. It's so scary. And, you know, your child might be on the giving end where they're the live streamer, or they might be on the receiving end and maybe they come across something on Facebook that they shouldn't have had their eyes on. And it's like, what do you do if they've been exposed to something or they see somebody else doing something bad live on Facebook or these other apps? So I'm just wondering if anybody has any interesting feedback for me on that, because I feel like this is going to be a worry for me, for my kids. When they're older, we're in a different generation now. We didn't have that stuff when we were kids. I mean, gosh, I remember I was in middle school when I first even heard about the internet and chat rooms. And I remember being so curious about that because the internet was new. And we didn't have all of that. So it adds this extra layer where you need to protect your kids, but you also need to prepare them for what might be out there and what their friends might be doing. So if you have any feedback on that, or you want to share a story, I'd love to have you call into the show right now. Call in and tell me, or you can just share with me on social media or send me a private message on here. Like I mentioned earlier, you could contact me at The Break for Moms across social media, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. And right here, if you have the app, you can private message me right here within Bidchat. Or you can send me an email. Sorry, I'm looking at my daughter at the same time. Nicole, Nicole, at thebreakformoms.com with the number 4. Across social media, The Break for Moms with the number 4. Anyhow, I have 10 minutes left of the show, and I feel like I didn't even cover everything. I was talking and talking and talking, and my daughter ripped my cover off my cute little notebook. Kids, she's bored. She's bored. Good thing we only have 10 minutes left because I don't think I could contain her for any longer than that. Okay, so I talked about today being National Croissant Day and Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. Every day of the year is some type of national day. So if you're looking for something fun to do with your kids, check out, don't quote me on this, but I believe you'll find it when you type in on the internet. I believe it's www.nationalday.com. Actually, I can pull it up for you right now so that I don't keep quoting myself. Let's see. Hold on. I don't want to bore you, but I want to make sure I give you the right information. And I was hustling to get on here today. Let's see. Oh, got it. nationaldaycalendar.com. So I was close. And I'm sure if you typed in National Day on the internet, you'd pull this up. So it's nationaldaycalendar.com. And that's where I found out all the interesting information about today. And speaking of bubble wrap, did you know that bubble wrap originally was not invented for packaging? I'm trying to think. I wrote all this down and was trying to remember so that I could share with you today what it was invented for. It was interesting. I think it was for, gosh, I gotta find this because it's very, very interesting. Bubble wrap history. Bubble wrap. I got it right here. Here we go. Okay. So January 30th, 2017, National Bubble Wrap Day. It's always last Monday of the month, and my daughter has turned the TV up really, really loud. So I'm sorry if you're hearing Donald Duck in the background. Okay, history. Let's see. Here we go. Also, if you want to learn more about Bubble Wrap Day on social media today, just type in hashtag and Bubble Wrap Day, according to this website, and you'll find out some interesting information. Okay. Oh, it was originally used to make textured wallpaper. That's what it was. No wonder I couldn't remember that. Who would think of bubble wrap being wallpaper? It obviously didn't work very well because people wanted to pop the bubbles, right? But that was its original design. So if you want to learn more about bubble wrap, go ahead to nationaldaycalendar.com. Anyhow, my daughter has turned the TV up really, really loud. So I'm wondering if you can hear me. I'm probably going to need to step out and turn that down because I can't hear myself think right now. So hang on. If you're calling into the show, I'm going to wait a second. I see the auction clock running. So I want to make sure someone doesn't call into the show and I disappear. Boy, that would be funny, wouldn't it? So I see 7 seconds on the clock. I'm hoping that somebody can successfully call into the show. Thank you so much for all of the thumbs up today, and for all of you that are viewing. I'm so happy to have you here today. If you didn't give me a thumbs up and you'd like to, just click on that thumbs up icon. You can give up to 5 per day, which is kind of neat and kind of nice. And not only does it give me a little bit of positive feedback and help my day go well, but it also helps my show, just like any other broadcast, to trend higher within the Bidchat search results so that other moms and parents just like you can find this show and take a break with me every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, I got to turn down that TV a second. I'm sorry. It's driving me nuts. In the meantime, I want you to think about what I said about the whole live streaming thing with teens and maybe consider calling in because we've got 6 more minutes left. Hang on. It's too loud. Hang on. Okay. Here, come watch another one. Here. Hurry. PJ Masks. Here's another one. Come sit down. Okay, I'm back. Okay, hopefully you're still here. Like I said earlier, it's hard for me to get 100% accurate feedback. I see how many views I have, but I don't know if people take off and they leave the show. So hopefully you're still here. If you're still here and you only gave me thumbs up, give me another thumbs up so I know you're still here. That's a great way to give me feedback. Thank you. At least one person's still here. Great. Sorry about that. Oh, kids, right? The minute you want to sit down and do something, they need you all the time. I'm curious to know what your family makeup is. I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. My oldest is in kindergarten right now, so I'm going to pick him up after the show. And my youngest is napping, which is why I do the show when I do, because I know at least one of my kids is going to nap. But the 3-year-old, the middle child, she is not napping, clearly. She's watching cartoons, but, cartoons only last so long, so I had to pop another one in. I did have some activity books here right next to me, but that didn't last very long because she doesn't like to sit still for very long. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching today. I'm going to wrap up the program in the next 5 minutes, but I want to let you know that the goal of this show is to interact with other moms and other parents or anybody else that enjoys the show and feels like my tips are helpful and, they feel like they need to take a break from their day. And, if this is the spot you want to be, I'd love to have you. My goal was to allow myself to have an hour on Mondays to take a break and have some me time. So this show, believe it or not, even though it's work in a sense, it's my me time. So, I'm making myself do this every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope that you'll make yourself take a break with me too. If you are a mom or a parent or anybody else that normally is outside the home, know that if you get some break time at your job, you can certainly watch from your mobile device and take a break that way, or you can watch the archive videos. All of them are saved within Bidchat, and I post those on the show blog, which is at www.thebreak4moms.com with the number 4. So check that out, and I hope you will be one of my regulars. Thank you for the extra thumbs up. Really, really appreciate that. And I just want to share the reality of motherhood, because everything isn't going to be polished on this show. It's live streaming. I can't go back and stop the tape if things don't go just right. But I think that's okay. And I want you to know that this is a safe spot. You can call in and ask me questions, like my friend did, just calling in and saying like, hey, you know, my daughter's not napping right now, even if it's not a question and it's just a statement, just to have someone else say, I get it. I know I'm having one of those days too, or I've been there. I've been there. We need that as moms and as parents. We can't do it alone. It really does. I know this sounds cliche, but it takes a village to raise a child. So keep that in mind. Don't be too hard on yourself. You're doing the best job that you can, and know that I'm here. You can contact me at any time to talk. I've made so many friends across social media since I've started this show, and that is probably the best part about doing what I'm doing. Yeah, I like to be on video, and that's fun, and it's entertaining, you know, and it's fun for you to watch. But I'm investing in the lives of other people, and I'm learning from them, and they're learning from me, and we're sharing ideas, you know, things that are going to make our day as parents easier. And we're allowing ourselves time for ourselves to just think and develop our own hobbies, and just having time to take care of ourselves. I know as a mom, sometimes I put my health, physical and, you know, mental health on the back burner, and I take care of my kids, and I'm constantly taking care of them and feeding them and doing things for them. And then when it comes time to take care of me, I just kind of blow it off, but we can't do that. So I want to encourage you on the show every week to take care of yourself, to take time out each week and have some special me time for you. And of course, to reach out to other moms and other parents, not just when things are going well, but when you're struggling too, because on Facebook, everybody doesn't always post the bad days. You know, we post our best pictures and posts about celebrations, you know, first day of school and this and that and all of these great positive things. But sometimes we're just having a bad day and we need to talk to somebody. So don't hold it inside. Make sure you share it with somebody, and don't go it alone. If you don't have family to help you, reach out to other moms and other parents to help you and just share the journey with you. I told you at the beginning of the show and the beginning of the series that part of my motivation for starting this show was when I first became a parent. I became a stay-at-home mom not soon after, and I was really lonely at home. I didn't have other friends that were moms besides my, you know, I had my own mom and my sister, but I didn't have friends my age and in my season of life that were moms. Most of my other friends either were out of state and were moms, or they were nearby, but they weren't moms, and their life was somewhere else. They were busy with other things. They weren't doing the mom thing. So I joined a moms group. Mine's called Real Moms, but there is MOPS and so many other support groups for moms. And you don't have to have a million problems to join these groups. By support, I mean, it's just a group to make friends and to connect with people that are in the same season of life as you, that have that in common. It's so important. And if you don't have a place to do that, I hope that you will make this show the place to do that. And eventually you will call into the show so that I can meet you and I can chat with you here, and you can share your story with other moms and other parents, because that's so important. And once you do it and you call into the show, I bet 10 more moms are going to call into the show, or parents for that matter. You don't have to be a mom to watch the show, or a parent. Anybody can watch, but it's specifically for that group of people, because that's where I am in my life. So that's what I want to talk about. Anyhow, it is 2:00 Eastern time here in the Detroit area, and I want to be respectful for all of the other broadcasters and their shows that may be starting at this time. So I do need to end the show, but please mark your calendar next Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Tell your friends, share it with everybody you know, and please subscribe to the blog and find the show across social media, because you will find some additional resources that I mentioned on the show, including those Pinterest boards that you're going to want to see and share with your friends and your kids, of course. So again, I'm going to tell you one more time, sorry for those of you that heard it once. The blog is www.thebreak4moms.com with the number 4, okay? And you'll find everything else if you go there. So check it out and find the section on the menu that says blog posts and go to show news, and you will find everything from the show there for you. Have a great week. Thank you for taking a break from your normal schedule to spend it with me. And I hope that I get to meet you soon. Have a wonderful day and take care and know that you can do this. Take it 1 day, 1 minute, 1 hour at a time. Happy National Croissant and Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. Bye.